If you scroll back through videos previous to this one that you're watching right now, you'll see that a few videos ago, I showed you the Surfy Bear Reverb Compact Deluxe, which I think is the surfy, drippy, springy reverb to beat. This is the one. Well, I got a few questions in that video, and a couple of those questions were, hey Ryan, when are you gonna show us the Surfy-Man? Obviously, this is the video. I'm gonna show you the Surfy Industries Surfy-Man. What is the Surfy-Man though? Well, the Surfy-Man is an expanded version of this, the Blossom Point. But what is the Blossom Point? The Blossom Point is the presence control from a Showman amplifier. That's right, it's just the presence control. So what is the Surfy-Man? Well, it's a Showman amplifier. Surfy Industries likes to take classic circuits like the Fender 6G15 outboard spring reverb unit and replace all the tubes with FETs. And that's what they did with their Surfy Bear reverb. And that's essentially what they've done with the Surfy-Man, to my understanding anyways. They have taken the circuit of a Showman amplifier and they've put it down into this extremely compact little pedal board friendly guy here. Yeah, it's got a presence control, just like the Blossom Point, but it's also got volume, which is a gain control. That's right, it can get dirty. You've got treble and bass. You've got intensity and speed for a tremolo section. Then, of course, the presence and the master output. You've got a switch up here for vintage or modern EQ. You can run headphone out of this. This can be your headphone practicing or recording or playing solution. There is a pad right here for cutting 20 decibels, I think, is what I read. And then a line TRS out, TS out for direct recording or direct to front of house performing if you feel so inclined. So I'm gonna start off this video by running direct into the Two Princeton's rig. And then when I'm done showing off all the sounds as far as the sounds that you get running into Two Princetons, and I'm gonna record it direct so you can hear what that sounds like. Also, I'm gonna be using the Surfy Bear Compact Deluxe in front of the Surfy-Man where it belongs. If you wanna make surfy sounds, your reverb goes in front of your amplifier. It doesn't go in the loop, it doesn't go behind. Yeah, you can experiment with that if you want to. It's just not the traditional way of doing things, so I'm gonna stick to the traditional way in this video. So anyways, I'm gonna be using my Fender American Professional 2 Jazzmaster here. I already told you about the amplifiers. So let's get started. Let's turn everything off. Here is my dry signal from the middle position. Hopefully I am in tune. I'll choose a chord here. That was a good chord, right? Okay. Let's get into it. Soft switches on here. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, there's one more switch up here. It is blocked by this cable right now. It allows you to switch the tremolo from a volume biasing tremolo to a harmonic tremolo, just like the trem on the Compact Deluxe up here. So I've got access to two tremolos right now. I'm dangerous. All right, here we go. You can see how I have it set up. Volume at noon right now, a little extra treble, a little extra bass. We are in the modern EQ setting. Presence, well, let's just put it all the way to noon. And then master is our master output. Let's hear that compared to just the dry signal. I've got it dialed in to give me quite a bit of clarity compared to my bypass sound. some extra sparkle and grit and twang going on. Sorry my playing is so chaotic right now. I'm excited. Let's hear it with the reverb. Here it is without. And here it is with the Surfy-Man. This is cork sniffery stuff here. It's little fine tunings to run into your amplifier and dial in that perfect surf sound or some other sound if you want it. Let's try that trem. All right, trem off and reverb off. Let's start exploring the range of the knob, starting with the volume control, which is, you know, a pre-gain. Goes all the way off. It's got that hollow, glassy, brittle, crispy, not really meant to be pushed into overdrive Fender sort of sound that a lot of people love messing with. Let's hear that range with the reverb on. So some people want to run their reverbs into an all-the-way clean amplifier. Some people want to run them into a dirty, gritty amplifier. Let's go as clean as we can by bringing up that master. Is there any difference? There's a mid-fattening going on with this setting. Maybe a bit of compression as well. Let's get it dirty again. Right about there sounds pretty sweet to me. All right, let's try adjusting that presence control now. It works the same way as any presence control on an amplifier, which is a mystery to me. I don't actually know how presence controls work. I always treat them like an extra tone control. I know there is something to do with the way highs are fed into some sort of feedback loop. It never makes any sense to me. It's an amp designer's thing that they give to us as an extra treat. And I'm thankful for it because I like extra treats. Now that's going to sound very different from the dry signal. All the sparkle. We've got some compression going on there. Adds a bit of a pop to the reverb, doesn't it? Feels like it gets extra hollow as well. We'll go the other direction now. Dark, dark, dark. Let's try that with more reverb from the second mix on the Surfy Bear. Back to less reverb. Now let's try dialing out some of that bright ice pick nature that we're getting from having the presence all the way up by using the treble control. Put it back up at noon to see where we were. Yeah, you still get that bright clarity, that compressed kind of pop from the presence all the way up, but you can dial out that super over the top like ice pick highs and brights that you get from using a real spring reverb. Or of course, you could always dial out the presence. And then regain your highs with the treble. There's a balance to be found. Reverse that. forgot what I played with the first example, so we'll reverse it once again. It's like using an amplifier where everything kind of interacts with other things differently. You turn one knob up and the other knobs are going to act differently than they did when the knob was down. It's fun for tweaking. It's for exploring. It is for creating your own tonal recipe. Let's try that vintage EQ setting now. I read in the manual about it. I don't understand it. I know the sound difference that it makes, but it sounds like it's allowing for or emulating the difference in modern speakers versus vintage speakers and the way that the coils work or so. I don't know. I'm not a pedal scientist. I'm not an amplifier scientist. I'm not a speaker scientist. I'm not a scientist at all in any discipline of the sciences. But I can tell you that it does sound different. So that was the modern setting. Here is the vintage setting. It's going to be thinner. It's going to be brighter. So if you're trying to tame those ice pick highs, it's probably not the setting for you. But if you're trying to chase kind of like spaghetti western sounds, it probably is the setting for you. Style us in. So there is the vintage, here is the modern. Turn that down. Back to vintage. Turn it down. Back to modern. It's nice to have the option, isn't it? All right, on to that tremolo. Simple controls, intensity, and speed. And the switch up here to go from volume bias to harmonic trim. Throw the reverb back on. Back to black. It sounds really great. It's really fun being here in the room with it. Surfing Industries makes a great sounding trim. It just does the thing. It scratches the itch. It has the sound. Not a lot of extra settings. It just drops you in where you need to be. What else? I didn't really show off the range of the 2-band EQ. I should probably do that. So here's the treble all the way up. Why would you do that to yourself? Here it is all the way down. Why would you do that to yourself? Come on, be reasonable. Here is the bass all the way out. That might actually be kind of fun. Here's the bass all the way up. Let's max all the EQ and the presence. Oh no, that's too much. There's something funky happening there. Too much low end. Having fun yet? All right, time to prove that you can run it direct. I've got to move a few things around a little bit. Turn off my amplifiers. Grab my headphones. That pad switch comes in handy. So we'll listen to it without the reverb on first. Here it is without the Surfy-Man on. Nothing. I will say I'm flying blind a little bit because I've got my headphones running out of my my Zoom recorder over here, and headphones never sound great out of it while I'm recording. Probably mostly to do with the fact that I'm also running my overhead mic here, so I'm hearing the whole room and my strings and everything else going on. So I always feel a little bit at a disadvantage because I can't hear the way it's gonna sound in post when I'm editing it. So it's hard for me to offer commentary on what's happening while I'm listening to it. Let's try bringing up the brightness a little bit. Try that vintage EQ. Back the volume a little bit. Let's get it dirty. Back to modern EQ. Now try it with some reverb. Oh, let's do the more conservative reverb mix rather than the full-blown reverb mix. Now with Trem. Full blast reverb. Very curious to hear how that gain sounds in post. I talked to Surfy Industries at NAMM about this because I got this in the mail before NAMM happened. This is the year 2020-25, by the way. That's right. There's 3 20s involved. Did I count that right? 2020-25. So this just came out, and I talked to Surfy Industries at NAMM about it. And I was like, does it have speaker emulation? And they looked at me like, what are you asking me? It might have just been lost in, you know, the chaos of NAMM. They seemed confused about the question. I seemed confused about the answer. What do you think? What do you think it sounds like? Does it sound like it needs extra speaker emulation? I tested it, recording it a few days ago, and it sounded good to me in post. It didn't sound like it needed anything extra, but I'm curious to hear what you guys think about that sound running direct. Who's this for? I covered everything that it does, I hope. But who is it for? It's for the surf purists out there. Obviously, the people who want to emulate all the classic recorded sounds of surf guitar and surf music, surf rock, whatever you call it. And for everyone who wants to explore and experiment and find new sounds, to make dirty sounds, to push the boundaries of the genre. It's for people who don't want to play surf music, but want to experiment with those sounds and the range of sounds that were available at that time. It's for people who are, Showman curious. They want to try a Fender Showman. They want that sound, but who has the space? This is definitely a lot smaller than a Showman. I'll say that. It's for people who want to run direct. Did you like the sound of it running direct? And you run direct into front of house, or you run direct recording, this might be a great product for you. There's probably a lot of uses that I'm missing here. I'm curious to hear what everyone has to say about it. Also, I didn't mention it earlier, it looks great. Surfy Industries always makes their stuff look cool, and they went above and beyond with this. They did a cutout in the metal here, and there's actual grill cloth right here within the pedal. I've got this thing stuck to the table pretty good, but it's hyper thin. It's got the cool grill cloth thing going on. That's going to age with use. It's going to look like an old amp over time, which I think is cool. They did it. They did the look, they did the sound, modern conveniences of the size and the power handling and all sorts of different ways that you can use it in modern rigs. Yeah, Surfy Industries. They know what they're doing over there. They make stuff for people like me, maybe people like you too. Let me know. So yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks to Surfy Industries for sending this out, and this and other things over the years. I've basically told Surfy Industries, I'm never going to charge you for demos. You're the only company out there making stuff specifically for surf. There's no one else doing that. And so I've just kind of given them a blank demo check and been like, anytime you come out with something, send it to me. This is no exception. This is no exception. These are unpaid videos for these products. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but my enthusiasm is real. I have real enthusiasm for this brand and for what they do. This isn't a shill situation. I'm excited to get their products, obviously, but I probably would have bought them. Even if I wasn't doing a demo channel, because this is deep, deep, deep down my alley. So anyways, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, dislike, leave me rude and nasty comments. Support us on Patreon. Buy a shirt if you're naked, and stay grounded. Bye, everybody.